Hello, everybody, and welcome to our daily check-in. So today is kind of a crummy day. I don't know if you can see outside. It's definitely chilly, which is why I decided to go back to my usual location, which is the back of my wife's minivan, because it's a nice, comfortable spot where I can sit and enjoy looking outside as well. So today's check-in isn't necessarily going to be a long one, but I wanted to share a virtual learning experience. So this with you guys is definitely new, right? So it wasn't that when I started school in September, as many of your teachers, we weren't thinking, oh boy, I can't wait till we can work from home full time, which is kind of what we're doing now. So I wanted to talk about, time and, different experiences. So a virtual experience that really stood out to me was actually a life-changing experience. So many years ago, I was doing an online master's program for curriculum instruction and assessment, or it could have been for administration. I can't remember. I had done some grad work for both. And I remember sitting at my computer, and my wife, had come up to me and she said, I'm going for a walk. And she asked if I wanted to go. And I was like, I can. I'm writing a grad paper. I was working online, getting my materials virtually. And so she left. And then, like, maybe a minute or two later, it seemed like a minute or two, she had come back in and she said, I fell on the driveway because the driveway was very rocky and hilly. So, of course, I freaked out. So, why did I freak out? Well, I freaked out because my wife was very pregnant. So, this was on I believe it was on a Sunday. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Sunday. So, I panicked. So I was like, okay, well, we need to go to the hospital to make sure you're okay. So we got in the car, we go to the hospital, and it turns out that Sunday, on May 11th, which my daughter, my oldest daughter, was born on Mother's Day, which is crazy. Um, and so when I think back to like one of my earliest online virtual experiences, I think about the fact that it was the day that my daughter was born. And now here is a picture I'm going to show you of my daughter when she was very young. She wasn't quite one, but I wanted to show you a picture. So why am I sharing this, it seems like out of context, maybe story? Well, that was almost 12 years ago that happened. And, a lot of events have occurred in between, but the time just went really, really quickly. And, they always say time flies when you're having fun. But the reality is sometimes time just flies, right? So we have been home for over a month. It's really hard to imagine that we've been out of school for over a month. Um, I drove to my sister's yesterday to drop something off, and it's maybe only the second time I've been in a car since March 14th. It's insane. I'm like, I barely go to my car at all. So time will definitely fly, and it's flying. This year is flying. I mean, it's already almost May. So I want you to take the time and slow down and enjoy those moments, those little moments, because this is going to whip by really quickly, and next thing you know, it's going to be summer. So the message I'm just trying to get to you is that, sometimes events, they happen upon us, and we have to make do with what it is. Whether we were stuck in a blizzard or whether it was during one of the hurricane, either Irene or Sandy. I know coworkers whose homes flooded. We had a tree fall through our roof during one of these storms. No power for a long time, and somehow we all managed to persevere, stick together, work together, and everything seems to work out great. And in this situation, it's a little bit different. It might seem scary, but just know that we are all in this together, and we're there to support you. Whatever teacher you have, they care about you very much. It doesn't matter the grade. It doesn't matter if it's a cycle teacher, or, phys ed, music, art, French, Spanish, Chinese, Mandarin, whatever. It doesn't matter. Your teachers are here for you. So just keep that on the back burner, and think about, for the time you are home, if it is going to go by fast, right? And you need to have something that you can keep as a positive memory. Like, what are you going to do for that positive memory? Whether it's the art project. Or one of the things that I didn't mention earlier when I talked about either Miss West or Mrs. Coker, etc., is Miss Hodson. If you get a chance to watch her video, she talks about how she uses exercise to kind of keep you going. And I know there's a lot of people out there that love to exercise. I see people running outside of our house all the time, or going for walks, doing whatever they can to get fresh air. And I hope you are doing that as well. Of course, I would really appreciate if Mother Nature would figure out what season we are in, because yesterday, beautiful. Today, cold. And apparently there's like a freeze warning coming. So, I don't know. It's like, I think she's confused as we are, because maybe she's not used to us all hanging out in her house all the time, and she wants us out and about so she can realize it's time to make the warm weather start coming. But hopefully it will come soon. But as always, your teachers are thinking about you. I hope you have an amazing day today. This week so far has been awesome. I've had the opportunity to do our first live event. And what I mean by live event, not like when we see you and it's just our class. Mr. Brady, Miss Pickle, and I have been doing a live event, and I feel like it's gone pretty well, and I'm very pleased that I got to work with them. When normally we wouldn't be able to do that as much, but with virtual learning we can. So hopefully you're trying new things that you couldn't do before. Hopefully you're reading some books, maybe doing some artwork, whatever it might be. But just remember that I read a quote somewhere that said it is just as easy to think of a positive thought, or it takes just as much energy to think of a positive thought as it does a negative. It's really easy to complain about things. I will be the first to admit I like to complain. But being positive, it really does have a ripple effect. I know if I am grumpy, it spreads in the house, and the rest of the house is grumpy. And sometimes when my kids are really grumpy, it spreads to my wife and I. However, when my wife and I really go out of our way to try to be positive and laugh and joke around, it really does have a rippling effect on our kids. So you just might be that driving force to keep the mood upbeat in your home, right? So try to do that. As always, have an amazing day. We are thinking about you. And until our next check-in, I will say there's going to be some more teachers checking in, and I can't wait to see what they have to say. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out.